What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome to another week of Movie Mondays. This is the Here's for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit-chat about everything to do with film. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Meehan. Shaun, how is it going?
I've been off the internet for a couple of days, Connor.
Yeah.
Is there anything I missed in that time that I would need to know about before this show?
Before this show, no.
Okay.
Literally nothing. So this is going to be a very quiet week.
Love it.
Very, very... I was sitting there all today thinking, if only there was some stories to do with Disney or Star Wars or some sort of Marvel-based products.
That would really help us do the show today, but unfortunately, folks, there's none of that. None of that's happening.
This might be the biggest week of movie news we've ever had since starting this show.
Yeah, and certainly this year, because we've been... There have been weeks this year where we are pulling stories like...
But DC Fandom, I think, was probably the equivalent.
Yeah.
But even that, I feel like that had two or three things, and then it was like, okay, then the rest. Where there's two or three big things. Disney Plus came out with Kevin Feige and everyone there. They did a whole big conference thing. And they revealed over 61 things that they are going to be putting up either on Disney Plus or movies planned or projects that they're working on. And we have got to figure somehow out to get all of this into an hour. Because if we covered everything, we would be here for about 4 hours. So I'm going to pick some things, and then we might get to more things maybe next week.
Yeah.
And we're just going to keep trying.
We're not ignoring something out of ignorance. It's pure just pragmatism. It's like, this needs to get out on Monday evening.
And so, we're going to start... Obviously, it's been a massive week. I know, Shaun, the biggest news story, for me, personally, and I think we're going to start with it this week, is Disney Plus have announced that the Mighty Ducks Game Changer, starring Emilio Estevez and Lauren Graham, will be... I could not sleep after hearing this news. But then, Shaun...
Connor, we've just told everyone we're going to be cutting stories this week.
Yeah. But I still added a bit. I still needed time for a bit.
You found time for humour, you absolute
There's
monster.
even still 30 more seconds, Shaun, because I think I wanted to add on to that story. I was like, the Mighty Ducks, My Day's Made. Wait, a Turner and Hooch remake starring Josh Peck. Add that to my Christmas stocking. Thank you very much.
Is Josh Peck playing Turner or Hooch?
I can only assume Turner.
Yeah.
It'd be a stretch to play Hooch.
Drake Bell is playing Hooch.
Drake is playing Hooch. Not many people know that, but Drake is playing Hooch. We're casting him here now. No, Shaun, we are starting with the first of our trailers this week, and it is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier trailer. It arrived on Thursday. It is coming out March 2021, which is technically only about 3 months away.
Yeah, very soon. No, I think there was production issues of this with COVID and things like that. But from the looks of the trailer, they got over it and it looks class.
Yeah, so this is the trailer. It starts off and it's very much just like... It's based on the legacy of the Captain America name.
Yeah.
Because, of course, if anyone doesn't remember, in Endgame, if you don't remember, Endgame, Cap, he no longer around. He said, Falcon, you seem like a sound owl man. I'm going to give the shield to you. And so Falcon said, thanks very much, but he's a bit iffy on it. And this series comes in on him, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier together with this hanging over them. And the trailer started off and I was just like, oh, is it just going to be like an adventure with the two of them?
Like a buddy cop kind of thing?
Yeah, and they are very charismatic as a duo. Like, we seen that in Civil War when they're driving around in the little, the Beetle. Like, that is hilarious.
Yeah.
But I was originally like that, and I was like, oh, that's a cool idea. But then they added from what I can get from this trailer, is that they are not what the government choose to be the next Captain America. So they are just two guys that, like, they knew Cap, and Cap wanted to give the shield to one of them, but the government are like, we don't like either of ye. We're going to pick our own Cap to be the next one.
Yeah, we have a certain brand image of Captain America, and we want to appeal to that.
Which could could be very interesting if, with the year that we've had, if they go down that the route of like racial teams, maybe they don't want Falcon, like
Absolutely,
it's under the surface, and that could be so interesting just as a story. And he's just like, I was chosen, I'm clearly the best candidate. And they're like, yeah, but he over there, he has some qualities, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just like, you dickheads.
Like it's not about the colour of your skin, but it's black and white, guys.
Yeah, so it does start off with them talking about the Shield, and you have the Falcon Bucky romance, or bromance as it will, and then very quickly it goes into like explosions, and you get a sense of like it is very MCU, like they put a lot of cinematic stunt work in. It does come across as a film itself. Yeah,
this whole trailer to me felt like you could have had this as like some of the fights in the Winter Soldier. It looks that good. Like I got that.
Do you think they probably got the same stunt people in?
I'd imagine because they're all used to working in that kind of environment and just those teams. So I'd imagine, especially if they have a good working relationship with the actors as well. I think that would be, you'd be mad to throw that away, surely.
You also see Zemo. Zemo is in this trailer, and the first shot we see of him, he's at a bit of a memorial. Now, is that in Sokovia?
I'm thinking, is that where Sokovia like fell, basically?
And his family, of course, passed away. But Sean, what if I threw this to you? What if he goes back to Sokovia and he runs into a little guy called Ultron?
I thought Ultron was completely destroyed, though.
Was he?
Vision blew up the last Ultron bot.
Oh, no, he did, yeah.
Yeah.
No, he did. I was like, Ultron's still in Sokovia. No, he is not. That is fair enough.
He's just hiding. He's in like a smart kettle somewhere.
I'm going to get him. You have the bit of, I think it's like the Super Bowl, and there's like a cap running onto the field, but it's clearly not one of them.
Yeah.
Do you think like the government are like, he's the new guy?
That I believe is John Walker, aka US Agent, who in the comics was the guy that the government picked to like take over the Captain America mantle.
And that is an interesting way to go about this, because we've seen Cap give it to Falcon, but the government are like, yeah, but we don't want to give it to you. And so you have this new character in front of all these fans, and he's like at the Super Bowl waving and smiling, and yet behind the scenes Winter Soldier and Falcon are doing like all the dirty work and actually being heroes.
Yeah, and it feels like they're doing it just because it's like this is what Cap would have done. Like because if you think about everything Cap's done in the MCU, he's always done what he thought was right, even if it was against the government.
That was the whole plot of Winter Soldier and everything.
Yeah, and so you have here Cap's two best friends who presumably share some of the same ideals as him. And so like it is carrying on that legacy. Sam even says something about that shield comes with a legacy or something like that. And I think that like that's a perfect thing to explore in this show. And also because Falcon is like a superhero in his own right. So like blending the two is interesting.
That's why I was it immediately caught my attention, because he still has the Falcon suit. Like, he's not Cap.
Which
like
looks
everyone kind of
as well since we last saw it.
It does look upgraded, and there's that bit at the end of the trailer when he's getting away from the flying bombs, and like the homing missiles are coming for him, and he's like dodging them. Like, that all looks great. Like, the CGI in that is fantastic. And then also the preceding that is the bit where Bucky's like, what's the plan? And he just says nothing, he just stands up and he just leaps out of the plane. He's like, what's the plan? Oh shit. You didn't tell me any plan. I hate when he does this. But yeah, I think it's interesting that he's still Falcon, and I'm assuming that as the series progresses, he's Falcon, and then near probably the last episode, he's like, have I done enough to earn the shield?
Yeah, I kind of feel like Bucky's going to be in trouble at the end. like he's going to be surrounded by Zemo goons.
Zemo goons, putties.
Yeah, and first of all, I think they're going to have a major falling out sometime in the series, go their separate ways. Zemo's going to capture Bucky and have him, like, he's about to cut his arm off or some shit. And then, like, the shield bangs in from off screen, and it's Sam, and he's here to save him. And
it's Nick Fury. And he's like, I'm going to do it myself.
Oh, man, Nick Fury news as well. What the fuck, man?
We don't even have time to get into that. But
look.
Also, there was this small moment in the trailer where you see like a lot of the people putting down their mask, and they have like the bloody hand over their mask. Now, I think the person in that is Songbird, if I'm not mistaken. And Songbird in the comic books has like a mind control thing. They're part of Thunderbolts. So If is it a case maybe that Zemo's working with the Thunderbolts to like cause riots and everything in cities and just cause just mayhem, and it's up to these two to kind of sort that out?
Yeah, and I think Zemo might also have a hand in the US agent thing, because we've seen in Civil War, like, he had some access to the tanks where they made super soldiers. And it lit like we did a Hero Zero on John Walker a while ago, and he got his like powers, his super strength and everything from an illegal underground superhero lab. So I think, like, if Zemo's all about infiltration and fighting through, like, getting your enemy to destroy themselves. So I think him and Songbird have like controlled the government into hiring US agent, and then they're going to make him do some proper atrocities.
Yeah, and they're going to cover it up under maybe the riots that are going on. So, like, Songbird gets all these young people and brainwashes them to, like, you destroy the buildings, and while that's happening, we're going to get US agent to assassinate some really important people.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think this show, out of all the Disney Plus shows, could be the most like Winter Soldier, in that it's fairly on the ground spy stuff.
But I don't think that's a bad thing.
Not at all. I think that would be, if you can match that episode for episode, week on week, that's going to be unreal.
Especially when you have WandaVision and other shows like that, it's good to have a show that's completely different. Have a spy show, have a weird fucking magic show, have all these different shows on the same network, and then the big movie comes and you join them all together. That's what people want to see. Exactly.
And you have so many fan favourite characters there.
Oh yeah, like, it goes without saying that Mackie and Sebastian Stan, they're great in the roles. Like, the two of them are perfectly cast and they have really good chemistry. I think the two of them, it's weird seeing, like, a movie star that we're like, oh yeah, like, they're perfect for the role, and now they're going to have their own series. So there's never a case of like, oh no, they have great chemistry. We don't even have to argue that. Like, the show is going to be good when they are on the screen together.
Yeah, and also, so something off the bat for all of these trailers, it all looks fantastic. Like, they all look like movies.
They're putting a lot of funding into this, I can only assume.
Yeah, and it's a good, like, trend to set, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so that is the first trailer. We will get to the second trailer later on in the show. But Shaun, first, we have one of your favourite things. And this is a segment of the show that I'm going to have to rely on you heavily. Because we are going to be talking Disney Plus. They're doing some wars in the stars. Now, I don't know if you've heard of this franchise, but they released a whole list of different shows that they are going to be putting out on Disney Plus, and we do not have time to one by one go through each one, because there's about, I think there's, hang on here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, including 2 untitled movies.
Alright, okay.
So, that is 12 in total, but they have released 12 different new projects that they are going to be doing. We can talk through each one in different leads if you want, and we're going to start with the big one that they revealed, and that was Obi-Wan Kenobi. That we knew what was happening. They are going to be doing that series with Ewan McGregor, but what we didn't know was Hayden Christensen will be returning as Darth Vader in the series.
This is great. This is great news. I sound sarcastic. I'm actually really fucking excited about this.
Is it? But you know, I was thinking Hayden Christensen. You bring him back as Darth Vader, but he has the mask on. Unless they bring him back just to have like the bit where he takes a mask off all the time. Like he's not going to look like Hayden Christensen.
There's a look here. I always say this when Star Wars comes up. There's a bunch of stuff in the comics where, like it's something that we've not seen like in film at any point, and it's what being Darth Vader is like from Anakin's point of view. Like we've always just seen other people reacting to Darth Vader, but he could be like a POV character in this. And in the comics, a lot of it is like when he meditates, he goes to this like force plane, and like he's Anakin Skywalker. He's still like fucked up and evil and stuff, but he looks like it's how he imagines himself to be. If that makes sense.
Yeah, he views himself like that, even though on the outside he might be scarred and burned, but he still thinks of himself as that old character.
Yeah, there's a great panel, and it's like the way, like it's all like stylized, and his body looks like all these like messed up red tendrils, just in the shape of a human body. But then his two legs and his original robot arm are like blue force energy, because they never got corrupted, if that makes sense.
Oh, shit.
It's fucking
That's
class.
so cool.
Yeah. So, like, that kind of stuff. Like, it's something that's so cool, but it's only in the comics that you have to go out of your way to find.
And there's been a lot of Star Wars in the fact that, like, they're sitting on a lot of gold, and they've just kind of let it sit there without, like, even attempting to tap into it.
Yeah, and Dave Filoni is doing great with that in terms of The Mandalorian and Clone Wars, where he's just bringing in all this expanded universe stuff and making it canon again.
Because why not? Like, if you have stories there that people are emotionally attached to and they like, why would you go then think, no, we'll scrap all that, let's rewrite a brand new stories? Because they're there for a reason, even though they've never been seen by anyone other than the die-hard fans who read the comic books. Like, bring them to a wider audience. If they're that beloved in that form, they might be beloved in a different form.
Yeah, and in terms of, like, you know, the timeline of this, is that this is set 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. And so you can have... It makes sense that in between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, Obi-Wan and Darth Vader would have had one more interaction, because Obi-Wan, like, needs to know... There's that line he says in it, he's more machine now than man. Whereas, at the minute, the last time Obi-Wan saw Darth Vader in the films was when he left him to burn. He
had the high ground.
He had the high ground. I watched that movie last night, actually.
Did you?
Yeah. I got really excited and just wanted to watch Star Wars.
But did you like the bit when they're on the lav and Anakin goes, "Not from my perspective"?
You've ruined me, because I can only think of you when that line is said.
That's my favourite line in all of Star Wars. Like, Anakin, the Emperor is evil. Not from my perspective. Now to give you my points in retort.
I really hope that the internet embraces Hayden Christensen for this and doesn't absolutely roast him again.
No, I don't think you could, because, like, he can't talk about sand. Like, there's not going to be one of those scenes where he's 17 or 18 trying to act and telling all about, we should have a government that's led by one person. Why do we have to have lots of people?
Yeah, like, and George Lucas isn't writing this, I think, is the main thing we should...
I would assume no.
Yeah, so, you know, it'll be good dialogue. I'm excited about that.
Okay, so on the scale of excitement, how many lightsabers are you giving it out of 5?
Oh, I would like General Grievous holding 3 of Darth Maul's lightsaber.
That's 6, is it? No, that's 8.
It's 6 individual blades, and then the other hand that he has, he's just giving a big thumbs up.
Big thumbs up. I like it. I like it a lot. Next up is another one, a character that has appeared in The Mandalorian recently. I'm going to probably butcher this pronunciation. No, Do you know how to pronounce the name better than me, please?
Ahsoka Tano.
That's the one, yeah. That is, Ahsoka will be having her own series played by Rosario Dawson from Daredevil and a whole host of other things. But she recently appeared in The Mandalorian. I've not seen an episode. What was the portrayal like?
The portrayal was actually pretty good, I thought.
Okay.
It wasn't one-to-one what it was in the Clone Wars and what it is in Rebels. But I think it's close enough that, given that it's a live-action adaptation and it's an actual person playing the role, I think it's absolutely brilliant for what it is.
And you think she deserves her own spin-off? Because it is a very interesting character that we've only seen bits of.
Yeah, it is weird. I think it's good and bad. In a way, you're exposing more people to the character, which is good. But also, for a character so rooted in animation, it might have been nice to see an animated Ahsoka film or TV show, that, and I get that doesn't have as wide an audience as they probably want for this. I think this is the right move. I just would have been interested to see, a Mandalorian level production, but with animation. I think that would have been quite interesting.
The producers of the show will be Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau.
Then I have no fear of it.
So I think we should be okay.
Yeah, and it opens it up to tell stories that Mandalorian can't tell. Because, and I'm an episode behind, so I don't know what the crack is at the minute. But at the minute, the story is motivated solely by his adventures with the child. And so, it's as Star Wars goes, it's quite grounded. And it's quite basic in where it can go. Whereas with Ahsoka, there's all this other Star Wars backstory that can be explored. Ahsoka is a grey Jedi, meaning she kind of walks the line between the dark side and the light side. And that's a really fucking interesting character to follow for 12 episodes a season, I think.
Yeah, I think it's very important of how many episodes they put in all of these series, not just in Ahsoka or Obi-Wan and all the series we're probably going to just cover briefly here. But I think 15 is too many, and I think maybe 7 is too few. There's a sweet middle ground in there, and maybe 12. But sometimes at 12, I feel like episode 7 to 9 is also filler.
It does depend on that. Someone said to me that Mandalorian is just watching one man's ship get destroyed and having him land and get it fixed and then moves, and then it gets destroyed and he has to land and get it fixed and then move. It's like that for 2/5 of the season.
But look, you have something, stick to it if it's working.
Look, you get to watch Baby Yoda do his thing,
He's doing cool stuff. He's so cute.
He's so marketable.
So we're going to move on. They're also doing Rangers of the New Republic, which is going to be a second direct spin-off from The Mandalorian. And it is going to follow the downfall of the Empire in Return of the Jedi. And the Rebel Alliance help establish the New Republic, the system of governance that will ultimately be wiped out by the First Order.
So we know how it ends.
And also, the dream team of Favreau and Filoni will be behind it.
Look, they have a very good Christmas paycheck coming up.
They're doing all of this. They're doing Andor. This is the Diego Luna spin-off from Rogue One that was very heavily rumoured for many years. Now, Diego Luna, in Rogue One, he was not my favourite character, so I was kind of meh about this, and I am still a bit meh. How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm not too into this one, honestly. I get it's meant to be here's a spy movie set in the Star Wars universe, and that's fine. But I wouldn't have. I don't think he's as marketable of a character as everyone thinks he is.
No. Also, in their press release, they called him a charismatic rebel spy, which I think might be bigging him up a little too much.
Do you think they originally wrote this series for Poe Dameron?
100%. Fuck it. Just change the name. Change my homework slightly. Don't say anything.
Yeah, exactly. And just Oscar Isaacs he's too busy now. He can't do it.
And he hates Star Wars.
He hates Star Wars, yeah.
They're also going to do a show called The Acolyte. So this is going to be a story based around the High Republic and set 200 years prior to the Phantom Menace.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's start exploring further back that way. That's the best bit of Star Wars.
I think, we've gone forward. You might as well go back, because you've got a whole host of other cool stuff from many times, as we've said, from novels and comic books that are all there. You could just pick them up and go, that's a cool story. Let's adapt that to the screen.
Yeah. Just pick it up, give it a thumb through it, and then just pick the best bits and put it on the screen.
Pick it up, get a photocopier, stick it face down, just copy it several times, hand it out to everyone, all your writers go, just copy and paste. Copy and paste that exact thing.
What you do, you take the comic, you just flip it really fast in front of a camera, it looks like a film.
We've done it! Everyone take lunch. We've absolutely nailed this. They've also got a show called The Bad Batch. It is a spin-off from the Star Wars The Clone Wars, which is of everyone's favourite movie. Is that not what your favourite one?
Here's Star Wars The Clone Wars, the animated Star Wars movie.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of the second one.
The second one? Attack of the Clones?
Attack of the Clones, sorry. I was thinking of the clones.
You just saw clones.
I saw clones, and then I thought of the bit in the stadium, and I thought, no. I'm angry again.
No, The Bad Batch seems like interesting. It's the meme of like, I'm putting together a crew, except all the crews are clones, because their whole thing is that they're all good at one thing.
It's the Suicide Squad.
It's the Suicide Squad, but it's The Bad Batch. Also, every time I see that fucking logo, I read it as The Bad Bitch.
That would be cool. I think that would be a good name for a series.
It very well could be. There's one other I was really excited about. I don't know if you have it.
I have it here. Is it Lando Calrissian?
No, it wasn't Lando Calrissian. Actually,
Lando Calrissian will be getting his own series as well.
Do you get Billy D or do you get Donald Glover?
I mean, surely you get Donald Glover. Like, I don't know if Billy D is coming back for a 12-episode arc.
Maybe not. They got Carl Weathers for Mandalorian. He came back.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. Is your final one... They also have Star Wars Visions.
Yeah, boy.
And they have which is what, Sean?
So it's Star Wars Visions is like, if anyone's seen the Netflix show Love, Death and Robots, it's like that but Star Wars, where they got a bunch of like anime studios, Japanese anime studios, to all do little short films about Star Wars, which sounds amazing. It's like the Animatrix as well.
Do any of them involve dumplings and her child being a dumpling?
You mean the start of what did that play before? What Pixar short is that? Is that The Incredibles 2?
Was that Incredibles 2? I just remember being there going, what is going on?
Yeah, I should clarify as well, Connor. That isn't anime. That's just animation. Sorry,
no, you're right. But I was just thinking.
Now, if Dragon Ball happened to Star Wars,
oh yeah, but now, that is something I would actually like to see.
Wouldn't that be class? That'd be awesome.
And they're of course doing The Mandalorian season 3. They also have an untitled Taika Waititi movie that is being announced.
Yeah, so we reported on this that he was in talks a while ago. He did work on The Mandalorian as well. I think that's an interesting choice. I'm still not sure that the Star Wars machine won't ruin a Taika Waititi film.
Yeah, because I think Rian Johnson kind of tried something similar with the bit, say, at the start, where he's just like, oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
And then that reminds me a little bit of Taika Waititi humour, where it is silly fun, and people rinsed Rian Johnson for it. So I'm interested to see if he brings comedy to Star Wars, what people say.
Yeah, and I feel like he has more of a pass than Rian Johnson. I think he has more good faith. But also, I don't think, like, his movie, I don't think will be like, a Star Wars episode number whatever. I think it's just going to be a story in the Star Wars universe. So I think it has a little more leeway.
I think let him do whatever he wants. Bring him in and just give him a section of the galaxy and just go, do whatever you want.
Yeah, this is yours, Taika. Whatever, and you set the canon here.
So, we're going to have to move on from Star Wars, but they have released a lot of news about that. They are very exciting, but we do have so much more stuff to get to, because Spider-Man 3...
Oh, Jesus.
We've had a lot of news about Spider-Man 3 this week as well, because Disney they got to reveal everything at once. And so, we learned that several characters that have been rumoured to come back will now be coming back in Spider-Man 3, as far as we know. And so far, we have the obvious ones that are going to be coming back. We've got Tom Holland. He's going to be in the film. I'm pretty positive. I'm putting my money down.
We're locking him in.
Zendaya as MJ, I think she might pop up for a cameo. At least once.
Might be there, yeah. Marissa Tomei, almost a certainty.
Marissa Tomei might pop up once. You have Jacob Batalon as Ned. I think he might turn up as well. Now, this is where it gets interesting though, because you have Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange will be appearing in the film.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Because that leads on to what we're going to talk about in the next few characters, but Benedict Cumberbatch and Doctor Strange 2 is meant to be seen as... I even read an article that said it might be looked at as the third act. The third act of Doctor Strange 2 might lead directly into Spider-Man.
Well, here's the thing, is that... there's some fucking hero laid these out in release order. Spider-Man 3 is due out in December 2021. Multiverse of Madness is due out in March 2022.
Okay.
First of all, that's ridiculous that there's only 3 months between those. And I do think that those stories are going to be very, very close.
I think I would have actually swapped them. But, I mean, obviously I'm not making the movie, but I would have swapped them for the sole reason that, I would have thought that something happened in Doctor Strange that led to the multiverse being in Spider-Man.
See, I can see the multiverse developing in Spider-Man and Doctor Strange having to fix it in the next movie.
So he's going back to be like, what the fuck did you do?
Yeah.
Why are you talking to other Spider-Men?
So, looking at what's coming out, it goes WandaVision first, which opens up the multiverse.
Yeah.
Then you have Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is probably not going to do that much impact. Then you have Black Widow, which should have already come out. Then you have Loki, which I think is also going to be weird. That is
mad. That is all time verse, because we're going to get to that trailer at the end of this episode. But that is very much involved in time and just other different universes.
Yeah, and then you have Shang-Chi, which I'm not sure how much that'll impact things. And then it's weird, because then it goes, what if Eternals, Miss Marvel, and Hawkeye? So, we're a long time between WandaVision and Spider-Man 3, which both presumably have some multiverse connection.
You could just set up, little bits, little Easter eggs in all those other shows, though. So, something could just happen randomly, and Miss Marvel's like, oh, that's fucking weird, and it just goes back to her episode, or, goes back to her thing. But, if something happens to the side where somebody just pops out of a portal... It's like, what the fuck is going on? But maybe she goes past and then there's just a shot of an empty alleyway and someone just pops out of a portal.
Oh, if that just kind of continued on the whole way. And what if the setup for the What If series, that really says to people, here's just some of the possible multiverses there are. All of this could conceivably happen in any universe. That could be a good way of grounding the What If series.
Yeah, because what happens after Benedict Cumberbatch is Jamie Foxx as Electro will be appearing in Spider-Man 3, which is something we have covered on the show. But then we also have Alfred Molina will be in the film as well,
yes,
which is now guaranteed. And then now we get juicy, because then you're thinking, right, you've got two villains, one from each number 2 Spider-Men from previous films. Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker is in serious talks to play him. I don't know if they've revealed it, because I don't think they want to reveal it, but did you see the trailer that was released in Spain? I think it was in Mexico. They released a special trailer, and it very clearly was just like, watch all the Spider-Men work together. And I was just like, for fuck's sake.
Lads.
So Tobey Maguire, I'm pretty positive, will be appearing in this movie alongside Mr. Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, and also rumoured is Kirsten Dunst and Emma Stone as well.
Kirsten Dunst, Emma Stone, and our big reveal, which is something we talked about last week, Charlie Cox as Daredevil.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
Madness.
Now, and I did tweet this. If they're setting up a multiversal Sinister Six, I will lose my absolute shit, Connor.
Yeah, I think that would be amazing, because you skip all the movies you have to do in between. Like, you've already done movies in different universes. Just bring those characters in.
Yeah, and like those villains are good, you know? And Jamie Foxx is a great actor, just give him good things to do. So,
and Alfred Molina has shown that he's a great Doc Ock.
Yeah, like, and also those movies are new enough that people know those origin stories, you know? So you don't need to hash through it again. Like the way we didn't see Uncle Ben get shot in the MCU.
No, I think I think they're aware of that. I think Kevin Feige's very aware of, like, in a way, like, those movies are massive. Like, Spider-Man 2, we've discussed it before, it was the biggest movie in the world for a period of time.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to have to explain it, obviously, to the younger generation who are going to see this movie. But there's going to be, I would say, 70% or 80% of the audience that know exactly who these people are, and they know exactly what's going on. Like, Kirsten Dunst turns up. Nobody's going to go, who's she? I think a lot of people would be like, oh, that's Mary Jane.
Yeah, exactly. And like people are on board, and if they're not, they'll get it by context. Like people are cleverer than most people think they are.
Oh, if an animated Spider-Verse movie with Miles Morales can work, then anything can work, especially these characters that have already appeared in multi-million-dollar productions.
Yeah, and also, it's Spider-Man. It's the most merchandisable character in the world.
What do you think of the cast, though? Like, you've got Charlie Cox, Kirsten Dunst, Emma Stone, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, Alfred Molina, Jamie Foxx, Benedict Cumberbatch.
It is absolutely ludicrous. And
do you think Tom Holland might get lost in the shuffle, or is he the one driving it?
He's kind of proved that he can work well in an ensemble. Like, he has shown in every like Infinity War, even Endgame to an extent, like everything he does in those films is memorable. Like, and it would be very easy to get lost behind Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Pratt and you know, like the Guardians and the Avengers. He stood out in.
It is going to be very hard for Emma Stone to return due to the fact, you know, she has a pain in her neck. I can only assume.
Connor, you're assuming that it's the same Gwen Stacy.
Oh, yes.
What if it's Spider-Gwen?
Of course. Oh, shit. Oh, my God, what if it is Spider-Gwen?
What if it's Spider-Gwen?
Holy shit. So you have Spider-Gwen, you've got 3 Spider-Men against a Sinister Six.
I think, what if they somehow assemble 6 spider people?
6 spider people versus 6 spider villains.
Yeah. And what if it's my favourite version of Spider-Man, Spider's Man? Or, conversely, what if it's Oscar Isaac as Spider-Man 2099 from the end of Spider-Verse?
Oh, okay. I'm in, first of all. And then what if the last one is Nicolas Cage playing Spider-Man Noir?
Oh, yeah, give it to me.
I think this movie is going to be batshit insane, and I cannot wait for it.
Oh, it's going to... I was going to say this is the one I'm most excited about. I'm excited about so many fucking things on this.
Like what they've done here is they've taken... We were like, 23 movies. Oh my God. It is a fascinating concept to do 23 movies and make them all build to a single like double parter at the end. Nobody'd ever done it before, and they'd done so well. But now to make multiverses work is such a big fucking step. Like, to be able to pull that off. So I'm interested to see can they, because there's a lot of moving parts all at once.
Yeah, there are 10 things coming out in 2021 related to the MCU.
Like, that's because did they have any this year? They had none.
They had. Was it actually none?
No, I think it was it none, because Black Widow was their movie in May. And then the Eternals was meant to come out in August.
That's true, yeah, there's been nothing. There's been nothing this year. Spider-Man
so they decided
Far From
to
Home
double up.
was the last Marvel movie to come out.
And that was last summer, wasn't
That
it?
was last July.
Fucking hell. No wonder. They're like, no, fuck this, we like money. Let's do this.
Oh, they're going to make so much money on this. And also, the price for Disney Plus is going up. Did you notice that?
Oh, I could only assume. I mean, that's just business. Just like, let's give them everything they want, and then raise it to $20 a month.
I'll still fucking pay it, though. Do you know that?
So that see, you're one of the shills.
I'm one of the sheeple.
You're a Marvel fanboy.
Yeah, but at least my movies are good, Connor.
Oh, damn it.
It was unnecessary.
Damn it. Totally mean. Totally. Also, you know the way they're like setting up a young Avengers in all those series. Like, if you actually go through all those shows, like, there is Young Avengers, you could get a Young Avengers show going, and I just think it's fucking mental, the fact that DC have somehow figured out a way to not have a Teen Titans movie come out before possibly a Young Avengers movie gets thrown together.
Yeah, like even the Hawkeye series, that's going to be handing over the mantle to Kate Bishop by the end of it.
Yeah.
I love that.
It doesn't make any sense. Okay, we're going to move on to our next piece of news. And this is something that I read the headline and I immediately thought, that's for Shaun. This news story, I think, is perfectly placed for him, because I have Christian Bale will be playing Gore the God Butcher in Thor Love and Thunder. Now,
this excites me to no end.
Every single story this week. No, I haven't once done the bait and switch that I've given you a shit story that I knew.
It's gonna come.
So Christian Bale will be Gore the God Butcher in Thor Love and Thunder. Now, it's been revealed Christian Bale was going to be the villain in that movie, but it was heavily rumoured of who he was going to play, what was going to happen. Now it's come out, that is who he's playing. Shaun, who is Gore the God Butcher, first of all? Because I have a sneaky suspicion we're going to be doing a Hero Zero on him very soon.
We are. I have one planned for this Friday. Now, a very quick overview of him is that Gore the God Butcher, originally he was just called Gore, and
he didn't butcher gods when he was young.
Not at all. He was quite loving, in fact. So, there's so much stuff I want to go over, but very briefly, he grew up on a really hostile planet that was really difficult to survive on, but everyone was super religious and just said, "Look, believe in the gods; they'll look after you." And so Gore prayed to the gods every day, but his pregnant wife was killed in an earthquake. All of his children died except for one, and then he had to watch that one child starve to death. And then after that, he just renounces the gods. He says, "No, I'm done with it." So then he's made an outcast by his own people. So now he's really all alone. And
so he takes a vow to kill all gods.
Yeah, and the reason he does it is because two gods crash land on the planet fighting, and Gore is just like, "What the fuck? You're real and you don't help. That's worse." And so,
fucking hell.
Yeah, and so he wields it's a symbiote basically, that is a sword, and so he absorbs the symbiote, latches onto him, and he just goes around killing gods. Now, the reason I'm excited about it,
because Thor, what is he, Shaun?
So Thor is a god, Connor.
Oh, Jesus! And this guy is a what?
He's a god killer. God butcher, in fact.
He butchers them. Not only does he kill them, he butchers them. That's interesting.
Prepares the meat. Now,
I can see a bit of a conflict arising.
Yes. Now, in one of my favourite Marvel stories, Original Sin, Thor had previously fought Gore the God Butcher, Gore's view being that the gods do not make anything better by existing. Everyone they interact with is worse off for it. Now, Connor, the original Sin storyline features a certain character with a sphere on their head.
Yes.
Features a wily hero by the name of the Orb.
A wily? Nobody's ever described the Orb as wily.
And the Orb seals the Watcher's eye, and then in a fight to get it back, Nick Fury whispers to Thor that Gore was right, and then Thor becomes unworthy, and then Jane Foster becomes Thor after that.
And who's appearing in Thor Love and Thunder?
Oh, just Natalie Portman.
Interesting. And who did she play?
She plays Thor. I mean Jane Foster, but yeah, you know.
So you're saying that in the comic books, Gore the God Butcher ultimately leads Thor to become unworthy because he stops believing in gods just as a concept.
Yeah.
And he thinks that none of them are worthy. And also in that movie, Natalie Portman is there, who, as we know already, she will become Thor.
She will become Thor. That's the thing.
Yes.
And also...
So... yeah.
So this is also how they... there's a big reveal about Nick Fury in that story. And to be honest, that would be really cool to see Samuel L. Jackson do. But also, we could get a live-action version of the Orb.
If it happens,
yeah,
I'm never watching a Marvel movie again.
And if it doesn't?
If it doesn't, I'll continue to watch. The scene will be coming up and I'll just start getting nerves. Like, it looks like he's going to appear soon. Going to God, but just like, I'll never be beaten.
So, everything is lining up in this story that it seems to be pulling a lot from Original Sin, which I think is a really good idea because it's a really good story. And Christian Bale playing, a man who literally lost everything and now wants revenge. I think that's going to be really cool to see. I think he's going to carry that character really well.
I honestly, I thought of it, and Christian Bale as just, I don't know, as a violent, just angry. And I know, Christian Bale has had his bits in the past where behind the scenes and everything, but it just as I could see him just a big beard, just hair, and he's just got fire in his eyes. He's just trying to kill gods.
Yeah, and he is not superhuman at all. Everything in him comes from his hate and the symbiote. It
reminds me a lot of the Butcher from The Boys.
Very, yeah.
He sees the gods come down, he's like, fuck you, and he doesn't have any powers, but he wants to kill them.
Yeah, you do not help. We would be better off without you. And it's just vengeance at some point.
And we've seen Christian Bale play vengeance. I mean, he did it for 3 movies.
He did. But, if you look up an image of Gore, I don't know what they're going to do to that character design. Because he looks like an alien, Connor. But
also, we've looked over the fact that you've got all of this cool stuff. One of your favourite comic book runs. You've got everything set up to do it. Taika Waititi, one of your favourite directors, is writing and directing this himself.
Oh, I'm very happy. I'm very happy right now.
I think this could be perfect.
This could be, and Hemsworth has come out and said that this is better than Ragnarok.
Fuck. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ, this could be amazing.
But isn't it really interesting that this is a much darker story for Taika Waititi to do?
It is, but I think he's talented enough to do that and a comedy.
That's true. The example I always give of Taika Waititi being able to do serious is, have you seen Jojo Rabbit?
Yes.
Do you know the scene with the shoes?
Yeah, oh, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that is amazing. It's all funny and happy, and then it's just that.
And it's just full stop.
And I think he's perfect for that. You can do the jokes, and Thor can be funny and laughy, but there's going to be a moment where it just turns. And I think he's talented enough to pull that off.
Yeah, and I think like Thor being laughy and jokey would just make Gore angrier.
Yeah, because he's like, you're doing nothing and you laugh about it. People are dying.
Yeah, everyone I know is dead.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, I cannot wait for that. We normally that would be a big story. We're moving on. We don't have time, right? We don't have time. What we do have time for is a merch plug, because you can get your very own Heroes for Hire merch from our website. Up until midnight tonight, there's a 15% deal. You can get 50% off everything on our Heroes for Hire podcast website. The link is down below if you want some Heroes for Hire merch. Other than that, you can get some hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, pajamas, anything you want. It's all up there. Just if you want some sale prices, they're all until midnight. So that is it. Shaun, I'm moving on.
Delicious.
No more water anymore. You have to sit there and listen.
Oh.
We're moving on to our next piece of news. That is somehow the 5th news we've covered this week. Marvel are doing a Fantastic Four movie. That is officially confirmed.
They just fucking announced that.
Just, you know how it is. You know, you're just having a day, and on the sly, you just announce you're doing a Fantastic Four movie with the MCU Spider-Man director.
Like, that's a ridiculous announcement. That is an announcement I did not see coming anytime soon.
No.
So
because they brought that in, like they bought Fantastic Four, the rights to them with the Fox. It was one of the Fox assets that they brought in. But I mean, I think everyone was kind of like, okay, we'll leave it, because they do have a lot on their plate with all these multiverses and Spider-Man 3 that has every character from every Spider-Man movie in it, and now you're doing Gore the God Butcher, and you just have all this stuff, and they decided, no, we can do a Fantastic Four movie as well, which leads me to believe that this Fantastic Four is definitely going to be brought in from a different universe.
Yeah, I think so. In the wake of all these other announcements being made, I think that's the cleanest way to do it as well. Now that's weird, suggesting, just start a multiverse in order to introduce 4 characters, but to have them crop up out of nowhere would be weirder, I think.
And I think everyone has said it for a long time. John Krasinski, surely as Mr. Fantastic, Emily Blunt as Sue Storm.
Yeah, like I think, and on the Instagram post on the Disney page where they announced that, the that's all the comments. It's just like it's Krasinski, right? He's Mr. Fantastic.
I really thought they'd bring back Josh Trank. I really thought he was going to get another go at it.
Oh, really? Really? You mean Miles Teller?
Miles Teller and Josh Trank.
Oh, Josh Trank directing, the Thing, of course.
No, Josh Trank playing the Thing and doubling up as director.
Oh,
that's what I was thinking.
Oh, he's going for the EGOT this year.
No, Jamie Bell is obviously the Thing. That's set in stone, literally.
Very good.
And metaphorically.
Very good. The thing is, imagine Thanos level CGI, but for the Thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think this could be so cool. Obviously, Fantastic Four is a massive franchise that has been done wrong. I would use the phrase done dirty multiple times, because there's a lot of money being left on the table if you do not do a Fantastic Four film, especially if you cast the right people. And with Kevin Feige on board, as well as the Spider-Man Homecoming director John Watts, who, Spider-Man Homecoming, I think might be my favourite Spider-Man film, other than Spider-Verse. And so, John Watts is definitely, he's kind of perfect for this, I don't know, as a reboot. But he's proven that he can get a character off the ground, and maybe he hands it off to somebody else for the second one, but he might be the perfect starter.
Yeah. A perfect, hey, here's the stepping stone, and then off you go.
Because he understands Marvel as well. He's worked with them. So, he's now kind of working with them, and he can kind of give the Fantastic Four a Marvel spin, but at the same time leave it up to somebody else.
Yeah, and I saw a lot of people like hating on John Watts, being like, "Oh, anyone but him." But he's pulled off 2 movies with their arguably Marvel's most successful character, and they've both made $1 billion.
And he's doing Spider-Man 3.
And he's doing Spider-Man 3, which is a massive. It's the camera. Sorry, the scope of that movie is getting bigger by the day.
Do you think Kevin Feige would give him that film, with the enormousness of it all, if he didn't trust him that he would do a good job? Like, Kevin Feige would just go, "No, you're out. We're getting somebody else in."
Yeah. I like, you have to trust him. And dude, the casting announcements for Fantastic Four are going to be unfucking real.
Oh yeah, they're going to wait until probably, I don't know, tomorrow, and then they'll announce them.
That's generally how our reporting goes, yeah.
Yeah. So they are doing a Fantastic Four movie that is now in the works. So, Shaun, that is not all they're doing, because I have a slight list of everything that they're going to be putting out on Disney Plus. Now, I've only cherry-picked some of them, so we're only going to lightly gloss over them, because we do have to get to the Loki trailer that we're going to finish the episode on. But they are going to be doing, as of this moment, an Alien franchise, an Alien series that is on FX and Hulu. And so they're going to be based off the Alien films, but it's going to be set on Earth.
Right, okay. Excuse me. Okay, that's an interesting choice, but being that it's on FX and Hulu, it's not super easy for us to watch over here.
No. And obviously, we would not watch it otherwise. If it's not easy, I won't watch it.
That's true, and I refuse to go down the path of piracy.
Did you not set up torrents? Those websites?
Look, I invented torrents, that's true. But
yeah, obviously. I got the side.
I was trying to communicate with my good friends, Torrance Howard. I'll be here all week. Thank you, Thank you.
The FBI are like, "He's clean, boys. Let him go." It checks out. Do you think there's an Alien... do you think there's a fan base for an Alien franchise?
I think so.
Or a series, I mean.
For a series, I can see it being like a decent show that you just flick on and kind of let run, you know? Like, I can see it being like The Walking Dead.
Yeah. And so it might be good for a little bit and then fall off a cliff.
Yeah, much like Rick Grimes, lead character of The Walking Dead, did. And he survived.
Just walked it off.
Just walked it off
Leave
the cliff.
They're also going to be doing an Indiana Jones 5 movie that is going to be coming out in the summer of 2022. So, it is directed by James Mangold, who directed Logan, which is pretty great, but they are bringing back Harrison Ford.
Why? Why would you do this?
I think it was originally meant for 2021, but with everything it was pushed back, but they said, "No, Harrison, you're still locked in.
You're not out of this yet."
No, if you have James Mangold, I suppose he's done an aging hero before with Logan. Maybe he can pull it off again with Harrison Ford.
Do you think Harrison Ford is going to complete everything and he's going to make them kill off Indiana Jones?
Oh, I could definitely see that. James Mangold's like, "No, the movie doesn't end like that. He's dead, James."
What if it's the exact same death as Logan had?
The exact same. Just, I don't give a fuck how you do it, James. I'm going to die. Okay, that's just the way it is.
Just, I'm getting impaled on that tree branch. And
no, somehow he's the last scene is him sleeping in bed, and then suddenly Wolverine's claws just go through his chest.
What if he if Indiana Jones just dies of old age in his bed at home?
I mean, Harrison Ford, that's the first scene. Harrison's like, "Put it first, James."
And then it's just all the colourful characters he's met telling stories about Indiana Jones.
He was pretty great. It's all just a camera. He was pretty cool.
He really, really was.
They're also doing a Buzz Lightyear show that is going to be his voice. Chris Evans will be voicing the Buzz. Now, a lot of people were angry about this because they didn't bring back Tim Allen. I mean, you might as well just bring in Chris Evans. He's not doing anything.
Tim Allen
he's
didn't
pretty cool.
do the original cartoon, though, did he?
No, they brought Tim Allen. I think did the pilot, and then after that, Oh, what was his name? He does loads of voices on
Patrick Warburton.
Patrick Warburton, yes. I was going to say on Family Guy.
Yeah,
but,
he just does his own voice.
He just does his own voice and he screams a lot, but he's really good. And he played Buzz in the series itself. But Chris Evans, I mean, a very recognisable voice. I think that's pretty cool. And I think there might be... I mean, not everything released has to be a big thing.
Yeah, exactly. Just have that be like that. Also, like that show looks grand for what it is. Do you know? It's a cool Buzz Lightyear show.
Yeah.
It's going to sell merch.
Okay. We're going to move on now to the Marvel-based things.
Okay.
So we haven't even gotten to the trailer yet.
Jesus
Bear
Christ.
with me.
Just rinse through
We've
this.
got The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Great.
That's coming out.
Excited.
You've got What If, the series that's animated MCU series that's going to come up with a lot of different things of like, you could have, I don't know, Black Panther and Star-Lord switch identities.
Yeah,
and
Marvel
other
Zombies.
weird stuff.
That's another thing.
Yeah, and so then you have Miss Marvel that was announced. That's going to be really cool. You've got She-Hulk that is going to be coming out. That is also really cool. Also, Tim Roth will be returning to play Abomination.
Incredible Hulk is still canon, bitches.
Incredible Hulk, somehow Sean's favourite movie in the MCU, even though Endgame exists.
Look, it needs to be someone's favourite movie, okay?
Also, you have Ironheart that are going to be bringing out. That is a young engineer who makes the most advanced suit of armour since Iron Man's own technology.
Yeah,
and that is pretty cool. Yes, and so that is part of a new generation of young superheroes they're pushing. There's also Armour Wars that's going to have Don Cheadle's War Machine in it.
Good for Don
That's
Cheadle.
going to be like, he's not up to much. Bring him back, Big Don.
Big D.
And Big Daddy D is it called. Big Daddy DC is going to be back as War Machine. And it's basically just what if Iron Man's suits got into the wrong hands. You also have... what I thought you might really like, Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
That will have, it will involve all the Skrulls and everything coming back with Ben Mendelsohn's Skrull character Talos from Captain Marvel, also set to appear in the show with Nick Fury.
Nick Jackson.
Nick Jackson.
Attorney at law.
Nick Fury will be in the show as well. That is very cool that they're going to be doing the Skrulls, but on Disney Plus.
Yeah, from what I've seen reported, it's like it's a week because the Skrulls are essentially good guys at the minute in the MCU. But this is apparently a weird like offshoot of the Skrulls who might be bad and are slowly invading secretly.
Okay. And it's up to the good Skrulls and Nick Fury to probably get them all out.
A Skrull fight, you know. Classic
Skrull fight to the death, yeah. Then they also have I Am Groot series coming out and the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, which I just think is a play off a certain other star-based movie. Have anyone seen Star Wars? Something like that?
War? One War?
One War. It was one. Well, a lot of the plots were the same.
Oh, no, that's
big laser.
That's apparently filming at the same time as Guardians 3 as well. So they're just keeping the cast together for like a couple weeks longer and making a holiday special.
And Groot gets his own show as well, even though he can't say anything.
Yeah, and it's Baby Groot as well, from what I see. So it's like the little adventures he gets up to while he's a baby.
You also have Hawkeye and Moon Knight that we've already covered on the show. WandaVision that we've already covered as well. And lastly, they have Loki that they have released a trailer for. So the Loki series will follow... It will follow the part in Endgame when he touches the Tesseract and he just vanishes.
Yeah.
And so the trailer begins with him in Endgame touching it, and he just vanishes, and you see him, he ends up on like some weird sand planet.
Yeah, I think that's Earth. I did a deep dive on some of the stuff in this trailer, and the people that he meets while he's in the desert are wearing like traditional Mongolian clothing. So it looks like he's in the Mongolian desert somewhere.
And so he ends up in the sand planet, but then you actually see him. Also, that reminded me of Tony Stark, the way he landed in the sand.
Yeah,
I was just
very
like, oh, that's
similar.
Tony Stark.
And if we look at Iron Man as being like, oh, it's a selfish dude gets a redemption arc, it could be how they redeem Loki, because at this point he's not gone through like the Dark World and Ragnarok yet.
No, he's just him. Like he's still dickhead Loki.
Yeah, he's still a little shitbird.
Yeah, you also have Owen Wilson with grey hair.
Amazing.
Which I didn't recognise him at all.
No, he ages up very well. Like when he doesn't have
I thought
the long
that was
blonde.
who's the guy who plays Tony Stark's dad?
Yeah,
I thought that was him.
Very similar to him. Like he has that look about him. But also, this is Owen Wilson's. Oh no, sorry, it's Matt Damon was the trucker in on the recent in Deadpool. Never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry. He is Owen Wilson is working with the Time Variance Authority,
the TVA.
TVA. So they're the essentially time police of the MCU. Where if someone's fucking about with time, they come in and like arrest them.
If all I could think of was Umbrella Academy.
Very similar, very just 60s bureaucrat, fucking middle management kind of a thing.
Yeah, and you have to go around fixing all of the holes or in the timeline.
Yeah, exactly. And this could also tie into
Loki.
Sorry,
go on.
This could also tie into there's a new Ant-Man film been announced, and it's said to feature Kang the Conqueror, who is a time-travelling descendant of Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's a lot, dude. And I think we see Kang in this trailer in like a statue form.
But so he's not moving though, he's in statue form.
Statue form. We've all been in statue form from time to time.
We've all been there. We've ever played that game at a child's birthday party? Yeah.
Yeah.
With a statue.
Do you ever play What Time Is It, Mr. Wolf?
It was always dinner time.
Always dinner time.
You also have he's on trial, so they have Loki on trial in this TVA, and they're kind of like, you're a dickhead, you're after causing nothing but havoc in the time sphere. So I'm assuming they're like, you're after maybe committing many crimes. But did you see in the elevator when he's in there with Owen Wilson, it has all the buttons?
Yeah.
And there's like 3FG and there's 2W1 and stuff. I think they're timelines.
I also think that they're timelines that are like, when you get into that elevator, I think it's like the branching timelines you can visit, and that's how you access
There's
it
also
all.
one that has X. Is that the X-Men timeline?
Has to be, right? It has to be.
Surely.
See, and during all of this as well, like, he's a prisoner. But my main thing is, like, I'm sure this movie is going to be 90%, or hear me calling it a movie, this TV show is going to be 90% Loki getting into scrapes. But that other 10% really interests me.
This show looks absolutely mental, by the way.
Yeah.
Just to let this out, this trailer looks insane. There's like 100 things happening at once. He's time traveling. I think they're like, you're working for us until you pay off your debt. So he has to go through each timeline. And we've seen that in multiple different comic books and TV series. Like Legends of Tomorrow, that's the whole plot line. They go through time and they fix things.
Exactly. And apparently sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, he's doing all of this probably to pay off a debt, and he's killing off people that are causing hassle in the timeline for these guys. But he's still, as we said, he's evil Loki, so he's probably trying to think of a way to get out of it as well. He also mentions that his brother and Heimdall, and at the end of it he says, you better be ready, when he leaps out of the plane, and then you see Heimdall, who is still alive in this timeline, catch him.
Now, do you think that they're making Loki be DB Cooper in this?
Oh my god. Does anyone... Who is DB Cooper, Sean? Anyone doesn't know?
DB Cooper was a very polite man who hijacked a plane, stole a load of money, then jumped out of the plane in mid-air and neither his body nor the money was ever found. He just disappeared. So I think what this movie is setting up is that that's Loki.
That's fucking mental, by the way. Also, a very, very deep cut for anyone. The only reason that we know is because we've listened to a podcast that talked about it.
Yeah.
And so, but a lot of people, D.B. Cooper, I mean, it's just kind of a legendary thing where he robbed this plane. He leapt out of the plane, they never found him. He made away with the money, and he never spent the money. They copied all the serial numbers and he never used any of the dollars, so nobody knows what happened. Yeah. That would be so fucking cool.
Looking at that scene, he is the stamp of the drawing they have of D.B. Cooper. It is ridiculous.
And he leaps out, and when Heimdall takes him, you see the dollars fly up into the air.
Yeah. So that's absolutely what's happening. I bet you any time there's a weird occurrence in history when a crime is involved, it's Loki.
Oh, that is so cool. It could just be massive Easter eggs through the whole thing.
Yeah. And speaking of Easter eggs, did you see Black Widow in this trailer?
No. Where's Black Widow?
So it's I'm looking at 2 minutes and 2 seconds into this trailer. There's someone dressed in an all-black catsuit with a reddish bob for a haircut.
Oh. Do you think Black Widow would be appearing in this?
The ideas I've heard are either Black Widow or it's Lady Loki.
Oh, it might be Lady Loki.
It looks very Black Widowy though.
Did you see the shot of in the church?
Yeah.
Where I love the excitement. Mephisto is on the window.
Yeah, he is.
Mephisto is the devil in the Marvel universe, is he not?
He is, and
he's evil as well. So Loki's the god of mischief. Him and Mephisto have had run-ins in the past.
They have, and also Mephisto fights Doctor Doom every year, in a combat trial thing. So,
now that could just be an Easter egg, but it would be very cool if Loki visited Mephisto, because we think Mephisto is connected to WandaVision.
Yes, and the shards of Mephisto's soul make the two children that Wanda and Vision have. It's fucking ridiculous. This is getting more connected than we've ever been.
Does anybody have red string? Honestly.
I might actually set up a red string wall for these.
Because everything is connected. And we're trying to talk about this trailer, but to do this we had to talk about 7 other trailers and other series that are currently happening. Yeah, he is going to be part of the... It feels like Ragnarok, I was going to say. Because just in terms of colours and brightness, and it's just, it's very... I don't know, it's vivid on the screen.
Yeah, it feels very deliberate. Everything, even all the composition... Every element of set design is very, very planned out.
Mm. Even the bit in New York, did you see New York being destroyed?
Yeah, there's a broken Avengers Tower.
I'm pretty positive that is what would happen if Thanos won. That's the timeline of that.
Oh, okay, and then that's how Loki sees the error of his ways.
Yeah, maybe he goes there and he's like, oh shit, this is what happens if Thanos wins. Or maybe that's New York if he won.
Yeah, and it's oh, this is good for no one. Maybe Gore was right.
Maybe Gore, who will appear in my next movie that my brother has.
Maybe Gore is right.
Did you see the hooded figure?
Yeah, stand in front of all the monitors.
I think that is Doom, but I don't know.
Is it Doom? Why would Doom be watching a security feed of a shopping centre?
Mephisto's in this. I see a bit of Mephisto, and then I see the guy in a hood. I'm putting the strings together.
You know, look, there are weirder assumptions you could possibly make. I don't know. I want to know. That shot with Mephisto in the stained glass window is far too, as I said, deliberate to be an accident. You're meant to look at that. And
because he's about 70% of the shot.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a good portion of this is going to take place in a ruined New York. Because Loki's wearing a presidential badge at the end of this, but it's all,
he's running for mayor.
Yeah, and he's got all these weird Mad Max style posse behind him. I don't know.
I think this could be just batshit insane, and you can do anything. If he's hopping timelines and just causing havoc, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and it's... I don't look, this is something I am genuinely excited for this series. Do you know when it's coming out?
It is coming out May 2021. So March is Falcon Winter Soldier, May is Loki.
And January is WandaVision.
Yeah.
So and they're all going to be like 10 episodes each. So it's just going to be a constant
every single one
string of fucking... Oh my God.
So all year you will have something to watch every week.
Can't. Lads, we need another lockdown. Just let us all stay at home. We won't go anywhere. We'll just watch Disney Plus.
We have just cracked the surface of what was released this week, but I think we're going to have to call it, and we're going to come back to it next week.
Oh, yeah, let's hope no more news happens for the next week.
No more, right? Movie world, no more, please.
So, will I take us out, Connor?
Please, Shaun.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of Movie Mondays. We will be back on Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, Friday with A Hero or Zero, all about Gore the God Butcher, and next Monday with another episode of Movie Mondays. Big thank you goes out to...
by the way, next week's Movie Mondays episode is our Christmas special.
What the fuck? That came quick.
I know! So that's going to be the Christmas special where we exchange gifts.
Oh my God, I need to buy something.
I got you Heroes for Hire merch that you can get at our website. No, go on.
Was there some kind of discount applied to that, Connor?
15%, Shaun. It was a 15% one.
Well, there's a link to that in the description, folks. But also,
probably,
we would like to send a big thank you out to all of our patrons over on Patreon. Thank you all so much for your continued support. It really means a lot. We're hoping the cards and things should start arriving in the coming days. So let us know if you get those. And if not... Look, post is weird at the minute, but we'll figure it out.
And you will get a brand new Patreon exclusive Pelp that will be coming out this weekend.
This weekend, indeed. One of the best weekends, I would say.
Yes.
And so, also, big thank you goes out to Waffles Williams, Ciara Lawler, David Clarke, Ed Ball, Joe Burney, Ray Ging, Roisin Hally, Ryan Evanson, Shaun Jamieson, Dominic, Jessiah Green, Anna Hjelmroos, and Richard McGrew. Thank you all so much for your support. Genuinely means a lot. Thank you all so much.
You're all absolute legends.
Even more so than me. That's right, I said it.
Well, that wouldn't be fucking hard.
Oh no, 2 times 0 is 0. Thank you all. And I think that's about it, Connor.
I think so. You can follow all of our socials down below. Give us a like and subscribe or whatever you're using. And we shall talk to you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.